There is an important issue that has developed. We had cautioned about it, we had spoken about it a number of times, concerning the reason election might not hold, will not hold. We go back to the five-point proposition of the constitutional force majeure in the union dispute declared 16th of December in 2020, where we indicated we must now accept that our union is disputed. We must now accept that the constitution imposed on all of us will have to be decommissioned. We must now accept that we cannot proceed to any further election under that constitution so that we can solve the problem sooner than later. That we must accept that is the constituent component that will work out what will become that transition in terms of composition and mandate and time frame and all of that. And that we must now go into a time-bound transition as agreed amongst all of us, having suspended the journey to the election. These are basically the summary of our propositions in that force majeure. But we've come to where we need to remind our people that the enemy is also cooking up its own strategy for getting to its own objective of suspending the election for a totally different, set of reasons, in order to be able to draw the emergency powers that could be associated with that other reason, namely security. I'm sure some of us saw the newspaper front page 2-3 days ago, where so-called Arewa youth, the same people that the Caliphate used to, fly all kinds of kites over the years, they say that election may not happen if security does not improve, if insecurity persists. Now, our own people who ought to have been saying it loud and clear to the global community that we are not going to any further elections under the 1999 constitution because we have repudiated that constitution, because we have rejected that constitution. The whole world is waiting for us to say so and to follow it up in action by actually refusing to allow the political parties or the political merchants to drag us to elections under that constitution. Because if we go to elections in 2023 under the 1999 constitution, we are only reinforcing that constitution. We are only saying we accept it the way it is and that we want to build on it the way it is. And therefore, the reason for raising the issue now, because it has become urgent, that the other side is saying it loud and clear, is making front page newspapers. The media should listen carefully. The people who are fed up with Nigeria that is swallowing them, Nigeria that is beheading them, Nigeria that is impoverishing them under that constitution, should join now and say it loud and clear that they reject further, that we reject further national elections under that constitution. Let the whole world hear it, that the reason we are not going to election is that we have rejected the constitution by which the winner will govern, the 1999 constitution, for the things it brings upon us, and that it is transition we want. Because if we allow the other narrative to prevail, that it is because of insecurity, which is being orchestrated, that insecurity is being orchestrated by the Caliphate, by the government of the day that wants to either remain in power or to hand over the Nigeria to terrorists that are rampaging all over the place. If we do not speak up, let those who agree with Nina's, because people who call us from everywhere, oh, we agree with you. If you agree with what Nina's propositions are, say it. Say it loud. Let everybody join in saying it, that this is what is better for us, not the other. Because if we do not say it, it will be assumed that many people don't agree with what Ninas is saying. That's why they are going to election. If 1/4 of those who have been reaching us privately to say they agree with us, if a mere 1/4 of them speak up today to say that, yes, it is what Ninas say, it is where Ninas stands that we stand, in saying we cannot proceed to any further elections to renew the life of that constitution, if that 1/4 will speak up, it will be louder than all the noise coming from the people going to election. Everybody say they agree with us, but they keep quiet. Now the other people say, oh, we may not go to election if security is bad. Meanwhile, it is part of, we recall that, we recall the broadcast in which we were talking about Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C of the Caliphate, of the Fulani. It is part of their Plan A. Their Plan A is to overrun everybody in conquest, which they're already doing. You see them all over the place. Their Plan B is to disrupt the security situation a little further, since they have exclusive control over security matters, pretending to be masquerading as federal government. They have exclusive control under that constitution. Now, is it you that do not have charge over security, that will have to do something about security to prevent it from getting worse? They are the ones who can do that. And if we are seeing the kind of complicity we are seeing from the time Danjuma raised alarm in March of 2018 about the complicity of the government, the federal government in the invasion and torrents of terror flooding all over the place, who says that as part of that Plan B, they will not disrupt the security situation further in order to assume emergency powers, such as we find in Section 135 of that Constitution, that under which they could actually suspend the elections, remain in office indefinitely, or take 6 months at a time, depending on how they play it. And so we're inviting our people, if you agree with, no matter the angle from which you are coming, if you agree with the Nina's proposition, we want you to say it loud. Get other people to say it. Let it become something all of those who are fed up with what Nigeria is dishing out to them, all of those who are living in the fear of being killed in their homeland, all of those who have been impoverished, all the young people whose future have been mortgaged, all the people who reject corruption that is created by that constitution, all the people who reject the impunity that is created by that constitution, all the people whose economic assets have been seized by that constitution. Can you speak up now to say that the Nina's proposition is what you prefer, that we suspend the journey to the election, like Afe Babalola spoke up, like many other people have been speaking up to say we need to solve this problem before we proceed to another election. You can't say you agree with us and you keep quiet, and those who do not agree with us are the ones saying that they're going to go to that the election may not hold if because if we allow that narrative to prevail, they are going to use it as basis to determine what will happen next. They will assume emergency powers, suspend your own rights, suspend that constitution if they want. And we saw what happened in Afghanistan. It's building up. It's building up very fast from all across the country. We heard that there was an attack, a second attack on our war between yesterday and today. We woke up this morning to hear that they're in the Ifewara axis in Osun State. We hear of Enugu where the abductions took place. We already see the Anambra and Imo that's been upside down. Throughout the country, things are happening all over the place. Unknown gunman, Brigade of Guard under attack in Abuja, seat of power. Kuje prison broken with all the terror bandits and terror, let's just say terrorists. Boko Haram, commanders, all released. I'm sure they are working out their final, everybody has gone back to their command positions to continue the onslaught. So if they are doing all of that, hoping to get to the point where election will not go on account of the insecurity they are escalating by themselves, and we keep quiet in saying that it is because we reject the constitution that we are not going to go to further elections under it. Whichever narrative, begins to prevail will determine what will happen after. If our own narrative, because we are not saying it, even the few that come out to say that constitution is bad or that the election should not hold, they are not saying it in the context of the Nina's proposition that is on the table. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. Oh, I'm the one that has seen the way. Why can't we embrace a plan and declare that plan and work on that plan? Many are asking us, okay, what can we do? We don't know what to do. The same people who are asking that question of, we don't know what to do, are the ones going house to house talking about PVC. When it comes to PVC, they know what to do. When it comes to the constitution, we say is the problem. They don't know what to do anymore. they keep quiet and whisper to us, we agree with you. But they don't want to take the next step of saying we can't go to election under this constitution. Say it loud. We all heard when Chief Nyanwodo went on national TV to say to the hearing of the whole committee that we cannot continue to build on a foundation of falsehood, that the constitution is a fraud. Let us join him as he said it. And say it loud and clear that we are not proceeding to. That's what we are inviting you to do now. That's the only thing NINAS is asking you to do now. Equip yourself with knowledge and declare what you prefer. Ignorance is not a strategy. Silence in the face of a contrary view that will lead you to Golgotha is not an option. So let us please join in saying NINAS is right. We cannot proceed to anywhere meaningful under this constitution. We are not going to any further elections. We prefer to go to transition now so that we can sort out our union dispute, go to referendums, and decide what to do with our sovereignties. If we do not do all of this, of course, the people who are coming in conquest may take charge and announce that election had been suspended because security had gone bad. It will be our fault. We can do better than that. Thank you.